Bernie Ebbers, remember him? He's the former CEO of WorldCom who oversaw one of the biggest corporate scandals ever. Today, a judge ordered his early release, something we told you was being considered. Scott Cohn is at the courthouse in New York for us tonight.
He presided over one of the biggest corporate scandals in history, an $11 billion accounting fraud at WorldCom. And for that, Bernard Ebbers was sentenced back in 2005 to 25 years in prison. But now he will be released early after serving about 13 years of that sentence. A judge citing health concerns. He is now 78 years old, legally blind, and the 6-foot-tall former telecom cowboy has withered to 147 pounds.
He was in the hospital last week, released late last week. Last I've heard, he's now in a wheelchair, just continuing to decline physically and mentally. So he is not a well man.
His attorney noted that Ebbers has been in the hospital 3 times in the last 3 weeks. And he says that in essence, Bernie Ebbers has already served a life sentence.
I believe Mr. Ebbers has served a life sentence because his quality of life is now gone. The Bernie Ebbers that walked into prison in 2006 is not the Bernie Ebbers that exists today.
The government argued that essentially cutting Ebbers' sentence in half would send the wrong message to corporate America. Judge Valerie Caproni said she had heard from many victims who still have not bounced back from the WorldCom fraud, the company collapsing back in 2002. She said if keeping him in jail would give them their money back, it would be an easy decision, but that's not the case. Ebbers will now go back to Mississippi and live out the remaining days with his family. Many of his family members were in court for the decision and broke down in tears as the judge made her ruling. Scott Cohn for Nightly Business Report, New York.